We'll see if Captain's here. I think. I think. Where is it? There we go. There we go. Captain.
Yo, what's up?
There we go. Yeah, it occurs to me I probably need your video, Ninja.
Oh, I was gonna remind you when you got in here. Oh, I need to change my character.
I need to do mine and all that stuff.
Yeah, sorry I'm running a little bit late.
Oh, that's okay.
Life today life has been challenging.
Not even sweating it.
But yeah, we ain't here.
Wait here, hold on.
I'm excited.
I gotta project the right projector. There it is. Probably turn on my place. I thought the PlayStation was on. Dang it. All right. Alrighty, then. There we go. That's looking okay.
Dang,
Oops. There we go. Oh, shit. I got a raid from Scarecrow. Hey, Scarecrow. Thanks for the raid, buddy. How are you and your pals? I was lurking in your stream earlier. Some VR madness by the look of it. Appreciate the raid.
Thank you for raiding the homie.
Yeah, it's Scarecrow, Capitan. Our PSI Hope runners for free. Hey, let me get you that clip, that link.
Swap here.
Thank you.
Boom, boom. Oh, wow.
There's
My
mine.
camera's all... Ugh.
You gave, oops, you gave me,
I gave
audio.
you that video?
No. I'm saying you gave me audio and everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just confirm.
No, I went to new game. Fudge.
You...
Oh, cool. I can back out of it. Yay.
Oh, there's no chance. No, it's too late. Let's see here.
Starting a whole nother new game.
Property.
But what's up, folks? What's up, chat? Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. We're working on getting Tron's video.
There we go.
Up and running. I'm going to assume my usual pose. Actually, now that I've found my first throne. Yeah, like the king that I am.
Right.
Like the king that I am.
Like a boss. Well, I'm not playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Here we go.
Ah, man, I need to get back to that, honestly. I'm at, like... How far are you? You're probably further than me.
Whereabouts are you?
You about to be done?
Whereabouts are you in Rebirth?
Oh, I'm chapter 7.
Okay, I'm a little bit beyond that.
Okay, yeah. Like, I'm doing, like, all of the side stuff, and I'm recording it, too, so that I can make it an exclusive YouTube series and stuff like that.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man, there's so much side stuff. There
is, and I mean, it's an interesting thing, because it's like, you know, I'm editing them, like, I was editing them as I was playing, and now I'm just like, all right, let me just record everything, and then I will edit it after, because, like, I'm realizing as I edit the videos, I'm learning new stuff every single time as far as, like, the editing process is concerned, like ways to make the videos better and all of that stuff, and, you know, the feedback and whatnot. So, like, now I'm like, okay, well, let me get all the footage, and then I can work on it with the feedback that I've gotten from the last set of videos. So I'm trying to work on finishing it. I am enjoying it, though. It's really good. It's really freaking good.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what chapter 17 was. Or 7, not 17.
I was like
7.
17.
Sorry, I added a teen to that. I don't even know how many chapters there are.
Somebody told me, I can't remember. And there we go. We got Tron's feed. Let's go. All right. Where are you gonna put your summon sign, friend? I have to break my pose.
Let's see. Not sure if summoning is altogether necessary just yet.
Oh yeah, I guess that's right. We'll just nullify it.
I guess we could recap and whatnot for now. Like the last time our recap was interrupted by a guy, and I was still going through our footage, and like we got invaded like every 20, 30
what's
minutes
up,
or
Levin?
so.
Yeah, we were getting invaded quite frequently.
I
And
mean, we were clapping them most of the time, but still, trying to.
we were. We were. What's up, Levin? Hope you having a wonderful Saturday, man.
Hey, Jimma, how you
Welcome up.
doing? Let's see. Scarecrow says VR is a lot more than I remember it being. Haven't had a lot of time to go back. Oh man, yeah. Are you acclimated? Did it make you feel funny?
Oh,
Do you
you're not.
feel
Oh,
weird?
yeah. Hold on. Let me fix that. I can fix that. I, I'm used to everything already being up and ready to go, and some things like Discord audio on Streamlabs is just it's already set the recording room, so I don't know why it's acting. It's acting sus right now.
It's true. I got 66
There we
rune
go.
arcs right now.
You should be able to hear Tron now.
Hello, little
Levin,
crow
let me
witch.
know if you can.
Okay, let me get a
Let
shout
me
out for
know.
Scarecrow, who raided. Let me get a shout out for Jimma. And a shout out from my girlfriend, Little Crow Witch, who I get to pick up after work tonight. Woo! All right.
Is this Scarecrow with an E at the end?
It's Scarecrow _EXE _.
Oh shoot. There we go.
Alrighty.
My brain just kept saying scarecrow.exe, and I was like, I feel like that's not right.
All right. Well, I guess we'll
It'd be
do
me.
our
Hey, what's up,
we'll
bro?
do our recap in the throne room before we wander off and start accidentally
Alright.
like absentmindedly picking up stuff.
Yeah, let me assume the pose.
All right. So last time we explored Stormvale Castle, front to back, basically. There's a couple of little bits and pieces in there we had
That is
missed.
true.
There's like a couple of cadres of banished knights and things, and then we also should probably take the Divine Bridge. So we'll probably
We could do
do
that before we move
we'll
on.
probably do Divine Bridge first and foremost. But then I also have a couple of things for us to do back in Limgrave. Before we move on northward into
Like
Liurnia.
patches
Patches
and getting a reduced dagger.
and Yura. We forgot to talk to Yura before the dragon fight we did
Ooh,
back
we
when.
did.
Yeah, we did. He'll
Does
have
that
stuff
lock us
though.
out of anything?
No, not really. I don't think so. But first, get ready because it's pictures taken instantaneously. I am a photographic genius, if I do say so
Let me
myself.
assume a different pose.
Please,
for this.
everybody, get ready for an instant memory. And type into the chat, please, Fuzzy Thrones. Yes.
Fuzzy Thrones.
Fuzzy
It's like Game
Thrones.
of Thrones, but Fuzzy Thrones.
I almost typed Thorns.
Oh Lord, where is there? It is. Okay, that's
There we
that.
go.
So many tabs, so little time. Fuzzy Thrones. Crap,
All
I
right.
spelled it wrong. Thrones.
Excuse me.
Did I make it? Did I not make it?
You made it. You made it. It's going once.
Yes.
It's
let's
going
go.
twice. We got it. Little Crow Witch made it too. Hooray! Huzzah! Thank you so much, Levitt, the Retro Gamer, for the redemption. I'll go through the rest of the hubbub about getting this done later on.
Ruined right now.
There
King
we
pose
go.
is
It's okay, Captain. It's fine.
some
Thank you for the
uploading stuff
Etsy
here.
link and the Discord link, Little Crow Witch. Appreciate you. But yeah, so we explored Stormvale Castle, the seat of Godric the Golden, one of the demigods of the Golden lineage, the so-called weakest of them all. They say his blood was.
Boy, was he weak.
Yeah, they'll say his blood. They say his blood was diluted through the curse of grafting. Some people take the in-game text that refers to him having being, just kind of a glimmer of the golden lineage he's a part of, is that he's some sort of distant descendant. But it's not really that. It's actually he's contemporaneous to Radon and Rykard and even Godwyn and everybody, right? Present for the shattering and everything, and he was already into grafting at that point.
Yeah, we actually have the remembrance of the grafted, which I forgot about.
Oh, right, that's what we get for killing him. And as a matter of fact, that might be a good thing to read right now. Let me put it on Big Cam.
All right, big old
Big
camo.
Cam. Captain
All right, so
Large. There we
this
go.
is the remembrance of Godric, the grafted.
Yes.
Tune into the Erd tree. The power of its namesake can be unlocked by the finger reader. Alternatively, it can be used to gain a great bounty of runes. A feeble man sought power through the grotesque act of grafting. One day we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
Those were his last words, by the way, when he was slain.
Oh, I paid no attention to what he was saying as he was dying.
Yep, yep. He had that to say. Those were his last words. Nice of the game to put that there because they're pretty sure players are like, for the most part, for the first time, would be all, oh man, fucking got that asshole, and not really paying attention. Uh, we employed the help of Nefeli Liu.
She was
Oh,
doing pretty solid.
a
I gotta give her that.
warrior of Badlands lineage, and shares the surname of Horalu, who became Lord Godfrey, indicating she might be a more or less direct descendant of his. She used like powers that were very similar to Banished Knight abilities in the fight. She was using wind attacks, and there was like lightning crackling and stuff in there. Uh, and fought with great effect, dual wielding axes that had an eagle motif or a hawk motif on their design. So that was neat. And yeah, she was doing pretty okay. We probably could have let her get away with doing most of the legwork, but for us, like,
In the first act.
yeah,
Yeah.
but for us just taking pot shots at him every so often, just because we were being cautious about it. Uh,
Yeah.
But yeah, and she helped us. She said she was here in Stormvale Castle on the behest of Gideon Ofnir, uh, which
That's
is
the guy with all of the eyes and the
mm-hmm.
ears on his apparel.
Gideon Ofnir, our senior in the Round Table Hold. Yeah, he was the guy who was like, I don't really want to talk to you too much until you prove yourself. And in fact, we've met the criteria now that with which to prove ourselves, which is we've claimed you a great rune, Captain.
Let's
Uh,
go.
and
Do we
so
want to activate said great rune and do all of that before we bother going to the round table of the hold or
yeah,
round
I
hold,
figured
the
we
table?
my I have an order of operations written down here. That we're gonna go to the Divine Tower, and then we'll go to the Round Table Hold, and then we'll go around Limgrave, and then we could proceed beyond the throne room here.
All right, sounds good.
But yeah,
Just
so
wanted to
it's,
give y'all a good look at my Crownly ship.
indeed, and this is a exact replica of the actual Elden Throne that's on the that's at the foot of the Erd Tree in Leyendell. It's the only other one in the whole game.
So sneak peek of what I'm gonna look like
Hmm.
as the Elden Lord.
Yeah, it's nice. You get a little, you get a chance to play Godric a little bit and cosplay as the Lord of Gold. uh, hey, what's up, DJ Alpha Omega? Welcome in.
All right.
You caught us where we left you last time. Well, okay,
Okay.
so let's see. Other things about Stormvale, probably like the big summary is this place is an ancient site occupied by multiple, in
Different
multiple
like
time periods, right?
lineages, maybe,
We've seen
or
paintings of the
dynasties.
hill upon which Stormvale is built with no Stormvale Castle on the hill, right? So like,
Yep.
and so that means this place was important even before there was a fortress here. Uh,
We also saw that room, the Banished Knight room, that was basically untouched, where it had like the Banished Knights and the Stormhawk, right?
right, that room is
Stormhawk.
probably an indication of what this site was like when the main fortress was first built and garrisoned. It was probably first built and garrisoned by banished knights who we know have ties to Farum Azula by virtue of their dragon helms and other bestial aspects of their armor and stuff. Uh, and then in the more recent times, we had Godfrey take over the place. And then during the shattering, Godric came to take over this fortress. And sometime probably in between the Night of the Black Knives and Godric taking over this place, this fortress was probably important for those who live in death, as evidenced by the presence of the aspect of Godwyn the Undying down there, right? Uh, the kind of boat funeral ritual thing that apparently went on at some point down there. Thanks for the raid and thanks for the lurks, Scarecrow. We'll
Hey.
get that food.
Yeah, thank you again for raiding, homie.
And and we see that face, the big death thing, was still down there, right? That looks like Godwyn. You found that black pustule, and we discovered that the eyes of that thing had kind of been hollowed out, like it doesn't have eyes anymore. And on our way down there, we encountered what it seemed to be like a rotted, kind of decaying tree root spirit that we had to fight and bring down.
Oh, those things are called tree spirits, aren't they?
Let me look it up. It's a
Oh yeah, absolutely, Scarecrow. Thank you again for raiding the
because
homie. I
there's
hope you had a great stream, man.
there's Erdtree avatars and
That might
Erdtree
be. Well,
root
no, the
spirits. Let's see.
avatars are
Let me
the
see.
ones with
Erdtree
the
root
little staff thing
spirit.
that do the slam attack.
That
The
right?
slam.
Yeah, they're just called tree spirits actually, as
Oh,
opposed to
okay.
tree avatars. Hey, what's
Urge.
up, Galax? Be safe walking home. We get a shout out
Oh, dude,
for DJ
I
as
had to
well.
get a new phone because my phone like completely stopped working. Oh, okay, we're angry.
Let's see, what else? Well, yeah, so, and we noticed when we were exploring the courtyard that we fought Godric in, that this is the most decayed part of the castle. We also identified that most of the decay stuff that's going on at Stormvale occurs, on the west side of the castle.
Oh yeah, that's right. Where we were talking about like
Yeah.
this side is basically like
That side's all
decayed and
corrupted
kind of
and
rotted
weird.
away, whereas this side is more preserved and not
Yeah.
facing the rot.
You
Which
know,
is interesting when you think about like where we come into Stormvale, you know? Like because you kind of see like a little bit of a like half and half, like you know what I mean?
yeah, when you first come in, if you're paying attention, you'll realize that damage, there's weird stuff about the damage. It looks like the castle has got rotted wounds more so than, just places where it's fallen apart.
Right.
And well,
I'll give you one of
so I
these
guess,
days, homie,
we can
if I
kind of,
procrastinated more. Hey, it's no worries, Scarecrow. It's no worries. You rated the homie. That's all that I could ask, honestly. Community support.
well, I guess we can get this show on the road. I'm not sure if you can summon me anymore since we killed Godric.
We can always try. I'm just, I was just like, well, he's given expository for us, so I'm just gonna I was trying to clear the, dang it.
I'm going to put a summon sign down by Godric's Grace over here.
Alright.
Oh, you know what? It's grayed out. I can't. Let me see if I can go past that troll and do it. Or in the hallway over here. Oh, yeah. So where the Grace is before the Godric fight, I'll put it in front of the door, like where you can see the Grace and the troll.
Okay.
Yeah, where you're standing right there.
Yeah. Ring my bell. And then gonna grab some lurk. Hey, no problem. Enjoy your grub, Scarecrow, and enjoy the lurks, bro.
Yeah, I tuned into Galax's fishing adventures earlier, too. Beyond his Discord, you can see where there was a little bit of a hilarious thing that happened with my picture-in-picture. I don't know. Maybe you turn it off and turn it back on.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on?
Yeah, network connectivity is the same in the lands between as it is anywhere.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to let you summon me because you got the area boss beat. Okay, then. So, to get to the Divine Tower, yeah, we're going to just go ahead and
making my way
your way downtown.
Walking around. moving fast and things. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, I did not go the way I was hoping.
Not
Yeah.
entirely sure. But we might be better served by going to a grace site.
Oh, I just realized this isn't going the way I was thinking it was going.
Yeah, I mean, we beat Godric, but that doesn't mean you could probably, like, easily tank everything here, either.
I mean, I could make it through. I just... Here, let me try. Oh my god, not having aerial sucks! Come on, fight me, fight me, fight me, fight me, fight me. Wait, don't fight me. Fight me. Oh! Stop being such a chicken. Fight me! Haha! I win.
Alright, so you get past the birds and you hang the sharp left, and you can probably avoid a lot of the competition by sneaking under the shade. Speaking of the shade, I can't see shit without my lantern. Here we go. Yeah, see what I mean? Hug the left wall
I know
there.
what you mean. I'm just thinking, I'm remembering, because even if I make it past all of this, there's gonna be the guys at the... Yeah, what I'm gonna wanna do...
Let's see. Oh, you know what? It goes right to the access to the Divine Bridge. We'll be right there. It's pretty much where we wanted to be anyway. Ow!
Yep. Hey, buddy. I need you to chill.
Dun, dun,
Oh, you just kind of ran through it?
I just went through the dark and hugged the left wall. I'm right down there now. See, there's the access right there. I wonder if you can summon me once we're outside. Or is this the access? No, this isn't the access, but it's close. We're getting there.
Is this not right? There we go.
There we go. There, one of them is a big axe wielder, so be careful. This is definitely the the easy way through this path. Coming up the other way, they're all facing. This place has the... Oh, it has those fucking crossbow things with the explosive bolts. I forgot about that.
I did not. I was thinking about that. I can't remember. Oh, I can... No, I can't. Okay.
Serpentine. Serpentine. Serpentine is effective. Oh.
Serpentine?
Yeah, it's where you run in a S pattern.
Ah! Okay.
You know, like the way the snake.
Oh god, I knew it! I couldn't remember which way!
Serpentine!
Ooh, fuck.
Serpentine!
Ooh. Okay, alright. Yeah. Nah, y'all suck. You know what?
Alright. And once you're down there, you hug the left, and there's the Divine Tower access. Ow! Shit.
Literally out of spite. Darn it. Okay, fuck it. Just go back down here. We don't want any accidental deaths.
Right. Okay, so yeah, right through there, and you hang a hard left. Now, there might be a big lion for you. I don't know.
There is.
Okay.
There is.
I don't know if he's here for me, or if he respawns after you kill it.
I don't know if he respawns if you kill him.
I don't think so. He's not. He doesn't seem to be here for me.
Okay, so, you know, cool. Another chance for, great encounter with death.
Time for Captain Sekatai to once again show his quality.
Okay, can I just...
My summon sign disappeared.
I
Yeah, okay, so you
should
might be able to...
to...
There's a grace site if you sprint right through.
I'm gonna fight him. I know what you're gonna tell me, but I'm still gonna fight him.
Right.
But I'm gonna go get that grace first.
Right, there's an efficient way about dealing with that. Those lions are fuckos, too.
You can't make it through here, chump. Well, you could. You just won't.
I was like,
For whatever reason.
are you counting on an enemy to not do a thing that it might not do? All right. Well, there we go. I got you on main screen, Cappy. Let's see you deal with this. Let's see you deal with the cowardly lion. That's not cowardly at all, and kicks your ass.
Cowardly? I was like, cowardly lion. Wait, where did he go? Where did he go?
Where is he?
Oh,
There
there
he
he
is.
is. Hey, buddy, how's it going?
So
Okay, you
these
gonna
are.
let me get a free hit?
Oh,
You
I
gonna let
guess
me get a
they
free
are.
hit?
Look at
What?
that. Get two. Oh, you missed. Swing and a miss.
Okay.
Alright, here he comes. See,
All
yeah,
right, let's do
these
this.
lions are crazy, right? They seem to be associated with the ancient beast civilization. And there seems to be one of them in association with each of the main castles. Well done. First try.
Let's
Bravissimo.
go.
Alright, little crow witch. I'll see you soon, baby. Have a good rest of your shift. Alright.
Walk like the great
We'll
lord that I am.
take a look at that chamber you're in right now. I find it interesting. Thank you for shouting out, Little Crow Witch, Levitt the Retro Gamer.
We have banished knights basically bowing in a like
Yeah,
like a precision like format because it's like if they were a bunch of knights lined up and then you walk and then got
yeah. So like to me, this is like we're going toward a divine bridge that goes toward a divine tower from a fortress that was built right here, probably to kind of protect this access. So conceivably, only very, very, very important people ever went beyond this threshold here. And hence the kind of permanent honor guard, providing access or whatever. But look at the statues that are up higher.
They don't break. That's good enough.
These are the Sword Saint statues, as they're referred to.
Oh. Hey, May, thank you for the salute.
And here we get additional confirmation that these banners are associated with the banished knights here. And I'm willing to believe that this room is another example of an intact room of the original Stormvale structure.
I could believe that.
It shares a lot in common with the other room we identified as being a candidate for that status. Down to the wooden plank floors, the carpeting, the banners, the banished knights. The one we saw before had an actual banished knight in it patrolling.
That was pretty crazy. Pretty great.
And so what we're seeing here, if I'm thinking that the original building of the fortress of Faramazula, of Stormvale, was done by Faramazula as kind of a frontier fortress to protect access to the Divine Tower.
That's interesting. So that means that ruins, because hold on. So what's the purpose of the Divine Tower? Like what is its function?
Well, I guess we'll get to that when we get up in them, but which is soon enough, I suppose. But what's important to kind of think about is that at this point, Faramazula might have been torn from the lands between already, because Faramazula is up in the sky. We got those ruins kind of scattered as if they've fallen from the sky as Faramazula was overhead or whatever. At least that's a leading explanation. That indicates that at one point Faramazula was probably attached to the ground. And in response to being taken off of the ground, I guess, it's possible that these sites were set up by Faramazula as like areas to protect for pilgrimages. Now, these Sword Saint statues are reminiscent of like real-world Crusader iconography, and one of the main purposes of Crusaders in a historical context was to like act as sort of bodyguards for people who, for Christians in Muslim lands and stuff.
Right.
And so this is like kind of a way to protect a pilgrimage access sort of a deal, maybe.
Okay. So I noticed something kind of funky with this room, like different, maybe not funky, but these statues in the middle here over the way, well, except for the bottom ones, but the ones above it, they're holding books.
Ooh, let's have a closer look at a book. Neat. We see both of these types of statues associated with Divine Bridge construction, as well as the Norman-style forts like Stormvale and Radahn's Castle Redmane, Castle Morn, and stuff like that. So I guess we should proceed along the Divine Bridge if we want to kind of.
Let's do that.
Kind of see where this is all going.
Summon signs
Yeah, I'm gonna put a summon sign right next to the Grace. Oh, I can't. It's grayed out. Maybe a little bit
Okay.
further up. So I guess proceed past the grace and like kind of take in the sight slowly as you approach the threshold.
Oh, okay. Let me go back then. Well, these are sword stained statues. Sword saint
Sword taint.
statues.
I still can't.
Wait, let me rest at the grace. I just like spent a lot of resources. Let me get my stuff back. There
Oh,
we go.
okay.
There we go. Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah. Now let's. Okay.
right. So yeah, look, you can see the branches of the Erd tree up through the
Oh, that's
the
cool.
semicircle of this structure here, which is lit. You know, it's the torches have been kept lit, I guess, by somebody. Uh, we see multiple tree motifs. They're the one that we've been referring to, I guess, as the Great Tree, as opposed to the Erd Tree. The taller, skinnier one that has the knot feature halfway on its trunk. If you go up a little further, you can
Oh,
see the reliefs on the stone walls up ahead. You remember that type of tree relief we've been seeing all over Stormvale?
yeah. I'm just also looking. I'm looking at the. Oh, they. You can get a better. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
see, we have
interesting.
the book reading statues, I guess, probably
Mm-hmm.
prayer related. Uh, and this is like almost like like a triumphal arch, like the Arc de Triomphe in Paris and stuff like that. It looks like that style of construction with those
Looks like
like
these were
fancy
the two
columns
different
and
trees.
No, no, no. I'm saying these are all these depictions on this thing here are of the same great tree, which is distinct
Oh,
from
okay.
the Erd tree,
Got you, got you. I
as
thought you were
opposed
saying
to
like on one side
no.
they had the Erd tree and
Well,
on
because
the
we
other
did have
side they had
yeah,
the.
we did have that moment in the throne room back there where we saw that one altar that actually does have two great tree engravings that are distinct from one another on it that threw us for a little bit of a loop. Never did find anything on that. Uh, oh, real quick, since we have the opportunity, look back at Stormvale, and you can see that that side of Stormvale is pretty clean. There's really no signs of that corruption or
Marring,
yeah, the marring or
even really
modeling.
damage, honestly.
Yeah, you really only see that starting back over near the castle keep, which we determined was fully corrupted anyway. So that's
Yeah.
the only evidence of
But
corruption
like
on the
over
east side.
here,
Looks pretty nice. Like you have to look to where you're almost looking around the front again to start seeing.
yep, to start seeing the
Hmm.
corruption. That's crazy.
So that to me is an intentional design element. What it means exactly, I don't know. But well,
I'm
yeah.
curious to see what the divine tower like now that I'm like thinking about it, what the divine tower is gonna actually
Ooh,
look like. I
you
just
got
got the
a
bolt drake
the Bolt
talisman.
Drake Talisman.
Okay, talisman depicting a yellow ancient dragon. Boosts lightning damage negation. The ancient dragons who ruled in the prehistoric era before the air tree. Well, there we go. Some like factual right
Yeah,
there.
that's just straight up
That's
saying
cool.
before the Ur Tree, full stop. Like this is
Yeah,
just you
and
know.
that the ancient dragons ruled that prehistoric era.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool too.
Oh yeah, fully
Would
confirmed.
protect. They would protect their lord as a wall of living rock. That's interesting.
Yeah, so
And so
all these there's a whole series of these talismans, and they're all dragon related, and they all have a very similar description, talking about
got you.
the bodies of living rock.
Okay. Let's see. And so it is that the shape of the dragon has become symbolic of all manner of protections. That is also interesting that the symbol of the dragon is synonymous to protection. Because when I think dragon, I don't think protection. I think damage and destruction.
Right, you think offense rather than defense. Well, Miyazaki, in his
Hmm.
typical way, has subverted expectations, and dragons are instead a symbol of a defensive power rather than offensive power in this setting.
Do you think this is a shield here in the middle of this thing? This little clover.
Let me have a look at it on my side. Yeah, there's definitely an extra little shield relief in the center of that quadrifoil pattern.
Yeah, I don't feel like I've ever seen that before.
Neat. I noticed that
Yeah.
there's two different style of columns on this structure. You got your stone barrel stack ups, right? And then you get your fancy Corinthian stack ups with like the ridges.
Oh wow,
Yeah, there you
yeah.
can see both styles just staring at it right there. Uh,
That is crazy.
yeah, I mean it could indicate two different periods of construction, maybe.
I mean, it's believable when we think about how the thing was. Oh, it's very believable because remember, like in the picture that we saw before the castle was actually built, there was literally just the tower,
There was
a
just the
little bit
bridge
of a
here.
bridge
Mm-hmm.
basically, and yeah, so there had to probably have been different
Right. So
levels
there
of
had to be
construction to
like
it.
a place where the bridge ended. And then later on, somebody built Stormvale and then probably repurposed the front of this to kind of match Stormvale Castle. And
I wonder if
so
it's
right
like
there,
on
we've
both sides.
demonstrated three different stratum, right? We have the Divine
Ooh.
Tower itself, which was built first. We can tell it was
Yep.
built first because it's got a big lick of magma rock that's hardened on the side of it that isn't anywhere else. And we'll get a closer look at that right now. The Divine Tower Bridge, which was built later after whatever that event was, and then which we know was in the
Thank
middle
you for the
because
lurk,
we see
May.
the painting of just the bridge and the tower. And then we have the castle, which was built third. So that's a way we have established, uh, 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 the stratigraphy of this site in terms of its ages.
Okay.
And
That's pretty
and
crazy.
as and so you can think though as we've gone from the castle out here onto the Divine Tower Bridge and then eventually onto the Divine Tower, we're going back in time and not just a little.
A lot.
Yeah, to the
Oh
beginning.
man.
The Divine Towers are the oldest existing structures in the lands between.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes me wonder about these golem creation things that I'm about to be. Oh wait.
Oh yeah, do you have
Sorry.
any crystal darts? If there's, I think there's like one or two of them. If there's a couple of them out here, you can smack one of them with enough crystal darts, and it'll eventually like start doing a short circuit animation, and then it'll just aggro to anything that's
Oh,
near
are we
it.
not? Okay, we're not. We're just running through. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I can't put my sign down here,
Nice.
so
Oh, and
that's
it's
just
not gonna
how it
let
is.
me spend
So my
my.
advice is to just kind of charge on through, because these guys might be a little bit much to manage, but there's two of them that'll stand up with axes, and then there's a third that'll want to snipe you.
Oh shit! I forgot about the follow up.
Yeah.
I gotta watch my language.
Watch out for the sniper. Try to use the the sconces in front of them as cover.
Okay.
There you
All
go.
right.
And once you get past the sniper one, there's actually a teleporter beyond him that you're going to want to just get into.
How many runes do they give?
Not enough to justify the 10 minutes each it's going to take to kill them if you get lucky enough not to
Alright.
get one shot.
Oh no, they can't one shot me right now.
Well, some of
I
them,
just
some of their
confirmed that.
attacks can, depending on where your hitboxes
Oh
are,
no, they do hit hard.
and some of them do have follow-ups. But yeah, just get past that sniper, and there's a teleporter right on the other side. So just be ready to hit that mo-fucking triangle button or whatever. Oh, interesting, interesting. I'm gonna mute my Elgato because my sounds won't make any sense to anybody. Oh, it is muted. Okay. Oh, that's handy. It mutes it automatically when I turn off my... Okay.
Oh, the archer is dead.
Hey, well done.
That didn't take long at all.
Oh, all right. Well, shit. That's right. I forgot we made you OP. Okay.
Ugh.
So when you get to the other side, beware because there are some hawks on the bridge. So when you get over there, instead of walking toward the tower, turn around and walk toward, like, the bridge.
Well, these hawks. Oh, those are the hawks you're talking about. I was
There's
like,
yeah,
are these
there's the
little
small
hawks?
ones, but the little the big ones are the key ones. And what's neat about these ones is they're not chained, they're not grafted.
Oh, so these are like true Stormhawks, ungrafted
Unsullied
Stormhawk.
Stormhawks, yep. And I guess they might be
That is,
related in some way to these smaller ones, because these smaller ones are definitely just hanging out.
they're literally like, you guys protect us, right? Little do they
Then we
know, you
wander
guys
through and be like, oh, never
you
mind, it's a
tried.
bad day.
Oh, oh, yeah, you tried. What? You want some too? Come on and get it. Sorry, man, y'all are fast.
Yeah, these Stormhawks are no joke. Like, imagine them doing endgame damage, and that's Faramazula.
No, I don't want to imagine it. That
Okay, so
moving that fast. Oh God, no.
go ahead and look over the vista there. Like, go to the right hand corner of the end of the bridge where it breaks. Oh, that bird got
Okay.
stuck in the water.
I was just like,
Yeah. And so yeah, let's start from the
ooh, what is that?
south. Or let's see, look toward. I guess
Oh,
there's
hey,
really nothing to
there's an
look at the
item.
south. What do you got there? Oh, Stormhawk
Stormhawk
feather.
feathers.
Okay, so look down toward the west, toward Stormvale, right? We can see across to the other side of the Divine Tower Bridge. Down below, we can see the one of the Colosseums.
Where is that on the? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
this.
Yep, and uh, um, those were active during Godfrey's reign. Uh,
Mm.
they liked to reenact Godfrey's conquests on behalf of the Erd Tree in these Colosseums. Most notably, the gladiator armor set in this game features serpent motifs. You know,
Mm.
big iron serpents kind of protruding from the helmets and bracers and things of the fighters. And the audience would really, really dig it when the heroes of those battles in the Colosseums would batter and destroy those serpent motifs there. So the
Oh,
there's like this whole history of serpents being a traitor to the Erd Tree, and we don't really know anything about why that is, other than two big facts: that gladiatorial combat goes down like that in the arenas, and they wouldn't do it that way unless it had some kind of historical significance. And the other one
right.
is, well, what's the other serpent we know about in the game?
The god devouring serpent.
Fucking Rykard. And what is Rykard not like?
The Erd tree, I assume.
The Erd Tree. Yeah, he way hates the Erd Tree. He wants to burn it down. Uh, and so yeah, so
Let
there's
us devour the gods together.
family or whatever. But so yeah, looking up from that Colosseum, I just mentioned it to kind of give it a little bit of context because it'll come up again one day. We see the
Okay.
whole breadth of Stormvale, which is this very significant fortress on a hill that we know is, I believe, referred to as Storm Hill. And
Yes, indeed.
it's aptly named because there's perpetual winds and sometimes rain, but always winds and
Like right
clouds
now.
swirling around the fortress, the hill itself, even before the fortress was built. Let's see, looking around toward the north from Stormvale, we see
North from Stormvale.
yeah, just
Oh, you're
keep
talking about this way.
yeah. So the first structure we see is the Cathedral of Manicelis up on the Moonlight Altar Plateau. Uh,
I'm assuming somewhere over here.
yep, you don't have the map for it. That's an ancient site of significance that it will be an awful long time before we actually get around to there. Proceeding further north around the clock there is the Academy of Rhea Lucaria, where the glintstone sorcerers figure out glintstone sorcery. That's where Queen Renala is currently imprisoned in the school's library by the scholars of Rhea Lucaria because they basically usurped her power as head of the academy when her husband Radigan left her and she became
Mm.
crestfallen. Husband Radigan went, if you go ahead and crane around all the way to the Erd Tree, You see a couple other
Uh,
divine towers, and then, but yeah, there's the Erd Tree. And up on the hill up there is Landel, the capital of the Erd Tree Empire, I guess we could say, where Radigan went to marry Queen Marika and become the second Elden Lord.
the tree's massive.
It's a big tree. But yeah, we
Oh,
can
that's
see.
the divine tower for um that place.
Yeah, we can see. Okay, so yeah, we get the Divine Tower here. There's, I believe, 6 of them in all, arranged in a hexagonal pattern, or is it 8?
Oh, is that
Hold on,
another one?
let me look at my map here, make sure I'm not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 6 in a hexagonal pattern around the central sea. Each one taller than the last as they kind of ascend the lands between.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I guess
Interesting.
turning our attention back to the bridge, we see the ruined remains of some golems that the birds were roosting on.
We got our sword stain set. Sword stain. Why do I keep doing that?
We got the Tord Saint statues, and
The sword saint set.
it's the hash
I give
slinging
up. You say
slasher.
it.
Oh, look, here's an item I didn't collect. Oh, it's just some
So this
golden
is that
runes.
molten rock you were talking about.
Ah,
I
yeah.
was wondering what that was.
Yeah, approaching the Divine Tower, we can see that on one of its faces, it seems to have rock. Kind of covering the intricate carvings and everything that are on the face
It
of this
makes
stuff.
me wonder if the lava came before or after. Or like maybe during.
The current consensus is that the towers were built intact, like how you see the clean faces all the way around, and that some event or events caused the great liquefaction of rock into magma that splashed up onto the side of the towers. We can see
Okay.
this
Oh, hey.
effect on all of the divine towers, and in fact,
Oh.
the structures. Well, to answer probably a question that might have come to mind right away is, okay, do they have a common center? The answer is no. So it's possible that it's either some kind of crazy event that threw magma around in a pattern that we don't understand, or several events that splashed magma up onto the side of these towers and probably did a lot of damage to the surrounding countryside. And indeed, when you go down into the deep places of the world, you'll see Divine Tower like construction extending down into the ground. And like, remember when I pointed it out by the Weeping Peninsula, where there's all these columns and structures that seem to be scaffolding the very earth itself?
Yeah, those were we were saying that you were saying those are possibly from Farah Missoula.
No, those would predate even Farah Missoula and come from whoever
Oh.
built the damn Divine Towers. And we'll get a little closer to who built the Divine Towers in a little bit here. Uh, but yeah, so stuff like the Divine Towers and all the columns we see in the lands between, like between the Weeping Peninsula, there's some of them at the beach. If you remember the column work at the beach where Radon is, and the column work that's up in the mountaintops of the Giants, this stuff utterly saturates the entire landmass of the lands between, to the point where it seems like if you were to dig a tunnel basically anywhere in the lands between, you would, in high likelihood, run into some of these columns as you do. It's almost as if it's the scaffolding or the skeleton that the land itself is built on.
That's an interesting. That's interesting. Oh, wait, what's this?
What do you got
What the
there?
hell is this?
Ah, the fine engravings of the lands between. This has some sort of this is like one of the most, well, here's the door, right? If you look to the left at that one, yeah, this is like one of the most actual, like, intelligible things of all the engraving work on these towers is what appears to be like, it could be like a chimeric figure of some kind. It looks almost like a reptile in the way it's positioned, but its hind legs, well, they look like the hind legs of a mammal of some kind, right? And then there's
Yeah.
these like big kind of
Fin-like
fish
things.
fin things happening as
Yeah.
well. And it's all very biblically accurate. If you know what I mean, right? Have you ever seen like
Yeah.
biblically accurate angels or like Lovecraftian horror type monsters and stuff?
Yep.
This
Yep.
looks like something somebody perceived only like in a fever dream or an intense drug-addled hallucination, and then later said, "I'm a fucking carve that shit." Uh, and then of course there's weathering that affects how we can perceive it in the present day.
Yeah.
But yeah, weird stuff, right? And in addition, there's all kinds of fine carving on the exterior of these towers, and like almost all over every inch of it. And the way that this carving appears indicates to people who are experts in this sort of thing that the carving was done on site. Like these weren't blocks that were carved and then assembled. Like they built the tower
Oh,
and
hey,
then
that
got to work
motive is
carving
over
it.
the door
It
too.
is, isn't it? I was just noticing that too myself. Much, much bigger. But also
Get
much,
a
much
little
higher.
further back. Yeah.
I feel like that central animal figure is like turning its head around to look at us down here.
Right? Doesn't it? Like, see, it wouldn't be surprised if it came to life and just jumped out and
Yeah,
killed
it
us. Like,
reminds
you've
the
been looking at
okay.
this too long. Hidden boss unlocked.
Have you played FF8?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember the scene where it's when you're like in the capital town the Galbadia capital town, and you're about to Final Fantasy VIII spoilers, by the way. And you're about to, you're on the mission to assassinate the sorceress or whatever. And then there's that
Yeah.
part where Renoa goes to the sorceress, like she's going to give her this thing that'll cancel her powers out or whatever. And then the
Hmm.
sorceress reacts, and then like does some magic, and these two gargoyles come to life. These stone
Yeah.
gargoyles come to life, and they have like reptilian forebodies and like lion hind legs, and they charge
It's
through the
making me
crowd
want
and
to
tackle
leave.
Renoa. And like
I'm like,
this figure that's on this tower like that, it reminds me of those exactly. Almost exactly.
I
Like
can see
the
that
reptilian
actually.
forebody, the lion hindquarters, and the fact that
The
it's
fish,
stone.
like,
Like I'm expecting a sorceress Dea to show up and make this thing come to life and attack us, right?
um, does it, am I tripping? Or on this big one, at least, on the left and right, do those look like bird heads?
Let's see. I'm gonna look at the smaller one. You know what? It's like a that's a different, more elaborate motif up there, actually. Those things you're citing as possible birds are not present on the smaller one.
Interesting.
Hmm. Hmm. Indeed. Yeah, those wow, those do look like fucking hawk heads, don't they?
They
Looking toward.
do. And see, the thing that, see, here was a couple of questions as I was approaching this door. I was like, why does it the door look like Rudy stuff if this was, pre-air tree, right? Pre-air tree, pre-great tree. But this door looks like it's like kind of covered in roots of some sort. Like it looks like a root system, don't it?
I think this pattern is indicative of something else. Like when the doors close, like okay, it's a little fractal but and stuff, but also we've been seeing trees fucking everywhere since we landed, right?
That's fair.
And so
That is
like we
fair.
start seeing trees everywhere, and we got to kind of keep that in mind. I think this pattern is actually more reminiscent of fire.
Is that like fire?
Like a great column of fire. And there's actually reason for me to support that, and we'll talk about it as we ascend to the top. But hey, it's raining for you, right?
Yeah.
Turn around and look at the road. Notice the construction of the road. This is advanced shit. This isn't just a horse cart trail. We got your pavers.
Oh,
They're lined in real careful. There's a drainage system. See how the water is
yeah.
directed to the gutter in the center and directed away to keep the road from flooding. And
That's
And there's an intricate pattern in the brickwork surrounding that central channel in these curves, and it's like a regular pattern that makes sense. It's not just haphazard tile work that worked out. Like the people who made this shit, they were serious.
Yeah, no, they were some serious business.
And here's the
I
thing
never
too.
even paid attention to that.
And I'm calling attention to it too because there's places out in the world in the landscape that have roads of this sort of engineering style, and so it kind of associates them to the same time period.
Okay.
So that's something to think about. Uh, and it's also interesting that wow, these people were really really good, but then you get to the Divine Tower and you look at it and like, damn, this is literally a million times better in terms of engineering.
Yeah.
So like
Like,
yeah, we're getting into
all
the realm
right.
of the gods here. So let's go ahead and crack the seal.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah, and
That's my power up sound.
hell yeah. All right. Now don't activate the lift quite just yet. We're gonna take it all in here because there's some shit happening in here, huh?
Yeah, this is kind of crazy. I've always thought that these towers are crazy, but like I don't think I've ever looked at it and what bro, is that like water?
Right? There's okay, so we got a big lift in the center, which the floor pattern around the button of which matches the stuff we see around the door to some degree, at least this kind of interlaced woven pattern. But it's also if you look at it at the center of the lift, just don't hit the button. Uh,
The button's in the very middle,
the
right? The
very
the
very
very
center,
very
yeah, the
middle.
very very
Okay.
center. So you can get in a
Okay.
little bit closer. In fact, just around the button, the beginning of a flower motif can be seen. A
Hmm.
radial, we have radial symmetry here, right? And if you take
Yeah.
kind of take that as a starting
Ah!
point, whoa, what
Baby
happened?
girl, you scared me. It's okay. It's okay. You just scared me. You're okay. Hey, you
Hey,
done with your bath?
that was hilarious.
I'm saying that are you done with it? Yeah. Okay. Go get on the bed. Get under the covers. I know you're cold. Mm,
I'm scared. You scared me.
I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm sorry.
Game.
Not right now. You need to go lay down on the bed. Okay? I love you. Go lay down on the bed. Go on, sweetie.
Oh, that was
Sweetheart.
amazing.
Go lay down. Get under the covers, please, so you don't get cold. Thank you. I was like completely caught off guard by that. I was just like sitting here like super engrossed, and my daughter was just like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like,
That was pretty amazing. I enjoyed that a lot.
"Ah."
Uh,
Okay.
all right, so yeah, the floor of the lift, right? It's kind of
Yeah,
our
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind of our
yeah.
point
Floor
of
of the.
origin for appreciating this site. We have the kind of radiating pattern from the center. Looks like, complexity increases as we go from center to outside, and we get this like threshold where then you get like real complex on boundary here on the outside, right?
Yeah,
It
that's
appears the whole thing is a hexagon in shape, right? The
yeah, but
towers
it's not
itself
water.
being hexagonal, apparently.
Yeah, sorry, hard to focus when I like started creeping up and I'm like shadows are falling through the ground. That's weird.
Right. And
Um,
okay, so now we're looking outward from the center and we see the walls of the place, right? And the walls got
do you
all
think that's
kinds of stuff
glintstone?
going on. I
No, that's not
don't know if
glintstone.
it I don't believe it's glintstone. I think it has more in
I
common.
think it's meteor. It's some
Yeah.
kind of
I
meteorite.
think it's this
And the reason
this
I think that, sorry, you go ahead. My
No, no,
bad.
no, no, go for it. No, no, by all
I
means.
was gonna say the reason I think that though is because I remember when, like, if you look at the in the center of the thing above all of it,
Mhm.
the thing that's like kind of like glow, like looks like it's like a ember.
Mhm.
Um, that looks like the same material that we found in the cave with the mines.
Bingo. Yep. So
Thank you for clipping that. Love it.
we are seeing meteoric stuff, and apparently the filler of the walls of this place is just made out of it.
Yeah, that's
Like we
interesting.
see, there's even like parts of it that have carvings, right? Like
Yep.
if you go toward, like you can get real close to some of this stuff if you go to the far side where this torch is. And yeah, you can just kind of see this effect on this stuff. And it's the same particle effect we see, like you say, on
On
these
the door.
meteors. And and in fact, it seems like this entire structure is made predominantly of this substance, right?
Yep, it goes down pretty far.
Right. And these towers seem to go down at least as far as they go up, right?
Yeah,
Which
which
is also
means
real crazy.
oh, and you literally said that there was divine tower structures on the underside.
Mm-hmm. Oh
So
yeah.
do these go all the way down?
Who knows how deep they go? They go down as deep as anyone has ever been able to tell.
I need to maybe.
Oh, you mean
Ooh.
if you go underground, do you see?
Yeah, I'm wondering. Like that's got me wondering.
No,
Like,
the
is it
map doesn't
possible?
actually depict the divine towers underground.
Oh, okay.
So like,
So
if
they go
anything,
pretty far down.
but not
Maybe not
quite
quite down.
down all the way to the Eternal City depths, anyway.
Okay. Man, that's crazy.
But they're pretty deeply rooted, as it turns out.
Thank
and
you for the $5 foot long, Levid.
So if you look above the walls above that torch on the far end,
Also, you got. Okay. Also, if I look up at the torch on the wall.
right, and the panels on either side of that open window
Yeah,
seem to
there's
have,
writing on
yeah,
that.
there's writing on it, and this script is actually distinct from the other
Focus on this
scripts
one.
that you might encounter in the game.
Let
And
me
I
see if
haven't
I can
really
get
had
that going.
anybody talk too much about it. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm wondering if I can find any other places in the game that have this script that could be matched, you know.
Ouch.
I'm not hoping for a translation by any means, but just an
I
association of
kind
the
of
type of
like want
sites.
to find a way to crack the code and translate it because I bet you, anything, if they put this much attention to detail in it, I bet you anything that has some sort of message in it.
Well, short of an literal Rosetta Stone to work it out for us, that would be a tall order. But if you want now, Captain, we can
All right, cheat
ride
code
the
activated.
lift.
All right, so here's how you do the cheat code. You activate the lift, you jump off the lift, and somehow manage to glitch your way through into the wall, and then the translation is on the other side.
Oh,
I'm not doing that. I wonder.
All right, so pay
though-
attention as we ascend. Like, I guess you can kind of try your best to assess what the
Ooh.
walls are doing and how they're changing as we go. See, we see this like sort of starry surface repeat over and over.
Now,
It's
I
like we're
will say
going
it's
into
interesting that
space.
they had a place for trees up higher. Yo, what's up, Court? Shadow of the blurred tree. What's up, man? Ooh. What's
All right, let's see what we see up here. Ah, look, we can get a real close look at those eagle heads you spotted from down below. That was sharp eyes, that.
interesting?
They sort of fail closer scrutiny. Like, their noses,
Yeah, I
like
was
they
gonna say it seems more reptilian when I get up close. Like it reminds me more of like what's the word I'm looking? Pterodactyl.
Yeah, a little bit, right? And I'm also like, well, I guess I could be sort of draconic, like dragon
Yeah,
like.
that's what I was thinking too, which is why I kind of went dinosaur. I
But
was
at
like,
the same
I don't
time,
know if dragon might be it.
like this looks like something that was imagined by somebody who was tripping though. Like this thing's nose
Oh, yeah.
stretches out into whatever the hell this motif is and weaves around, and there's some kind of what looks like
You
maybe
think
a
it's like a
leaf in the
trumpet,
middle.
maybe? Or do you think those are like waves or like air?
I don't know.
I'm
I think
talking about these like wind things where it ends, like
oh,
where
yeah.
the tip of my sword kind of is. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's all, of course, highly abstract. So short of
Interesting.
having the actual carver present to tell us what the hell he means by it, you know,
All right, summon a
guesses
jutsu.
get
I need to
hard.
learn it.
All right, so there's a
Yes,
gray
baby girl.
site just up the way, outside.
1 second. What's
Oh
up,
yeah.
baby girl? What's wrong? It's about to change to the next one. Is that okay? Okay. I love you.
No. They do.
Oh, because they're talking like cavemen? Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. I'm gonna go back to streaming, okay? I love you.
It's going back to the video.
Yep, it's going back to the normal one. I love you. All right. No, I need you to lay down on the bed, sweetie, so I can focus. Yeah, I know that you're okay, but I need to focus. Can you lay down on the bed, please? Thank you.
I'm gonna see what you're
I'm
doing.
not gonna ask again. 3, 2, under the covers. Thank you. All right. Sorry about that.
No worries, boss. But yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
show you the video later, okay? All right. She wants to see what I'm doing.
Oh hell yeah, they always love that shit.
We will not get anything done if she's with us. All right. Okay. So, Grace, what
Alright.
was there something you
Yeah,
wanted me to
let's look over the edge
at?
here. We can see the destroyed
The
land of
other-
Caelid.
Oh, wow.
The
I don't wanna
bestial
get
sanctum where
too-
Garank is.
Is literally right there.
And then there's the divine tower to the
The
right.
divine tower on
The
right, and the
landscape to
divine
the
tower.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
the shortest divine tower is associated with Farum Azula actually, and then they start getting steadily bigger. We're on the third tallest right now.
We're on the third tallest. So is the shortest one that one right there?
Aye.
Okay, so
one-
shortest, second tallest.
And they
third
ascend
tallest.
in a clockwise manner all the way to the second Altus divine tower, one on the far side of Landel. But yeah, so we could see the destroyed land of Caelid down below, and even just barely get a glimpse of Castle Redmane beyond, a little more to the right. And if you keep going up the tower,
Oh, time to go up the tower.
mm-hmm.
I'm really glad that I've gotten out of the habit of pressing circle because it would be just my luck to fall off of it.
Indeed.
Oh.
And now we have at last reached the summit.
Well, not quite yet. Hey, Venomous, thank you for luck, Sensei. I was looking at the walls and noticing that the kind of like wind wave pattern continues, but now we are at the top where there's meteorite.
Yeah.
I never bothered to look at this.
So yeah, we have we have a two fingers, the apparent corpse of a two fingers just hanging here in the center, right?
Well, I guess they are alive. Kind of.
No, they're dead as doornails, have been forever, but for whatever reason, they're still capable of, or this site anyway, whether or not it's actually on account of them or whatever, is still capable of activating a great rune. So if you want,
So does this mean that that the fingers predate the trees?
no, actually, the fingers actually ended up here later. This site was repurposed by whoever made the Divine Tower bridges.
Oh, that's interesting. So I'm wanting to know more about the fingers, but let us restore the power.
Oh wait, before
But
you
the
do,
great-
before
Oh,
you do.
shoot.
Well, never mind.
Already pressed triangle, I'm
That's okay.
sorry.
That's okay. I don't think the original description of that great rune had really anything to say besides go to the Divine Tower of Limgrave to activate it. All right, so
Let me see if it you know.
it will have a good description now, though.
Oh, even though I haven't pressed OK yet.
Hmm?
Where is it?
Keys? Yeah,
Key
there it
items.
is.
Godric's Great Rune. Okay.
Hey, Evo, thanks for the
So,
hydrate the stretch.
a Great Rune of the Shard Bearer Godric. Its blessing raises all attributes. This Great Rune is known as the Anchor Ring, found in the center of the Elden Ring. Oh!
Yeah, so if you look at the logo on the game box or whatever, you can tell this is the center of the Elden Ring.
Oh! I didn't realize. This whole time, I did not realize that these runes were related to, and that makes sense. The rune of death. So, what is this the rune of?
Well,
The first
it's
demigods were the Elden Lord Godfrey and his offspring, the Golden Lineage. So, what would this be the rune of?
well, let's see. It raises all attributes. It's known as the Anchor Ring. So it's, just the center, like, the middle of the structure of the Elden Ring itself. Nice find.
Thank you, thank you.
All right.
So, did the meteorites come after, you think?
Nope.
Since it was repurposed?
Oh no, the meteorites are definitely part of the original construction. We could see them. This whole place is apparently made out of meteorite, and then you get these special meteorites that glow red. Now, check it out. If you go up to one of the meteorites on the perimeter, and we'll have a good look. So what we're seeing here on the side is kind of what could be considered a depiction of what we're seeing on the tower top altogether, right? Imagine the center meteorite being where the two fingers are, and then those depressions, the 8 depressions arranged around them, the other 8 meteorites here.
Oh.
Mhm.
Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wow.
Mhm.
How many divine? You
Let's
said 6 divine
see.
towers?
There's 1, 2,
6 divine
3,
towers?
4, 5. Yeah, I think there's just 6 divine towers. So that's kind of where the 8 pattern fails us. But I mean,
Okay, yeah,
since
because I was like, there has to be some significance to this 8 thing here, but maybe
well, if
no.
hey, how you doing, Syndrome? One of the things that later becomes apparent to players who start staring hard enough at this stuff is that, do you remember what the eye of the fire giant looks like on its chest when it opened up?
No idea. It's been a minute since I fought the fire
Well, it
giant.
had its central pupil, sure, but then it had like 8 swirls and eddies surrounding that central pupil, just like very reminiscent of what we're seeing here.
Oh, so you think this is related to the giants, probably? Like the old giants?
I believe the giants and maybe even their predecessors, which have come to be known as the Titans or even ancient giants, depending on who's talking about them and stuff, are the original inhabitants of the lands between and built the oldest structures that still exist, these divine towers and other column work and structures on the mountaintop of the giants, to include the forge. And they did so apparently to worship meteorites
Hmm.
and whatever power came along with them. Now, let's put this into sort of a real world historical context, right? Let's talk about early early civilizations, like we're talking first cities and stuff like Sumeria, Babylon, early Egyptian stuff, right?
Okay.
They were dealing with they were just barely moving beyond Stone Age in terms of technology. Now, do you know?
Right, right.
Now, it turns out human beings figured out how to make things out of metal before we figured out how to get metal out of rock. So, where did we get the metal from if we're not getting it out of the rock?
I don't know. Where are we getting it from?
Meteorites. Meteorites that are sometimes made of almost pure iron. In fact, there are examples in history of Egyptian spear tips that are made out of meteoric iron. Some of the oldest swords and blades known to exist in human history were made out of meteoric iron, because
Interesting.
this was just iron that fell out of the sky that was ready to melt and reshape and hammer to however you wanted it. Now, if you want to dig in the earth and smelt for iron ore, you need to know how to smelt, which is a whole process where you got to heat up rock to where it melts. You got to figure out how to skim the steel from the slag. You got to separate the slag, and it's a much more technologically advanced process to smelt metals out of native rock of the earth than it is to just pick up a chunk of it that fell out of space one day and melt it down and hammer it into a blade. And so, so people who could do that, right? Imagine if you were the only asshole for 1,000 miles around who had a fucking honest to God steel sword in a world of stone tools.
I mean, you could be considered
There you go.
I bet you that's where some of the myths came from.
There you go. We start talking about larger than life, the beginnings of real important shit that happened during a time before humans were really writing
like,
stuff down, and so we had
magical
oral tradition,
weapons, things
Mhm.
like that.
It would seem like fucking magic. Like, and the guy who held that sword could probably, if you're good with a stone sword, which there was such a thing. It's basically a club with sharpened stone blades put into its side. You could kill a few guys with one of those, but after a couple, human skulls are hard. They'll break your stones, they'll chip, and you'll have to replace those blades or, go by other means. If you're a guy who has a fucking steel sword during that period of time, you could cut down hundreds of people before slowing down.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's the equivalent of somebody today going with an AR-15 back to the Civil War or back to the Revolutionary War and laying down, that's the kind of power differential we're talking about here. Hey, how you doing, Constantine?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
Oh
so
my gosh.
and so that this real world context kind of informs, why a mythical race of giants would worship meteors, because it's also known that these giants had the big ass forge on the mountaintop, right? So they were way into the idea of taking something and changing it through fire and creating something new with it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask a question. Do you think these birds are here accidentally? I don't think that they are.
I think they're just associated with Stormvale Castle. But I guess once we climb another divine tower, we'll see what kind of wildlife happens to be hanging out up here.
Okay. I'm here accidentally. What's up, me?
No, but that's good observation stuff. But yeah, so the whole thing is perhaps you remember the flame from the forge on the mountain being called the Flame of Ruin. Do you remember that?
I don't think I do.
Well, let's put it this. So there was this whole period of time, right, when America was coming to power, and she discovered that the giants who live on the mountaintops of the giants possessed a flame that could burn the Erd tree.
Sorry, my daughter.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm listening.
And so she's like, well, we better go beat up these giants and secure that fire before they burn the Erd tree one day, because I'm paranoid, I guess, right? And so there was this whole big war on the mountaintops, and America secured the flame, which she dubs the Flame of Ruin because it can destroy the Erd tree. And there's all kinds of other propaganda calling, because there's a god that's a force of nature behind the Flame of Ruin called the Fell God. And, so there's this whole like smear campaign against the giants and vilifying them in every way and vilifying their power and way of life in every way, right?
Right.
And it's my argument, and I don't hear too many people talking about this, so this is like kind of the thing I'm glomming onto as somebody who stares hard at the textures of this game, is that the fell god of the giants is not an evil entity. It's just an entity that that America is opposed to. Now, the fell god itself isn't even necessarily opposed to the Erd tree, but here's the rub. The fell god seems to be, instead of a god of ruin and destruction, I think it's a god of change. How something can be be affected, melted down by fire, and created into something new, much in the same way a forge takes raw
Kind of like a
steel
phoenix.
and turns it into a sword, right?
Yeah.
You know, and the phoenix analogy works too because it's about basically death and rebirth. The original steel died and was reborn as a sword in this analogy, right? And
Yeah.
so it's my belief that that's what the Fell God's all about. The giants were worshiping this thing for who knows how long. They were totally cool with it. But here comes America and the Ur Tree, and she's calling herself the Eternal, right?
Mm.
She's started a lineage under the Ur Tree of life and has removed the rune of death from the
Mm.
Elden Ring and everything, right? And so my reign is going to be eternal. It's going to last forever. I need to get rid of anything that can threaten that, the god of change being a primary force behind that. And not only that, I'm going to vilify it and I'm going to kind of make history look as if I've been in charge the whole time, which brings us to why the two fingers are here.
Ah. Wait, so the two fingers serve Marika?
They serve the greater will, and Marika is the vessel of the Elden Ring, which is the manifestation of the greater will here in the mortal realm, so to speak. And so she took and repurposed these sites and put two fingers up here and made it a place to do two finger stuff, I guess, which kind of erases the history of the Divine Towers in that way.
Mm.
And since the Divine
Wow.
Towers themselves could not even be destroyed by the previous end of the world, as evidenced by the fact that they held up perfectly strong and without real damage to an onslaught of magma, which apparently destroyed the rest of the entire world.
Yeah. That's interesting. So wait, so we think the giants made these?
I believe, and that's the consensus, is that the Divine Towers are structures built by either the Fire Giants or their predecessors, the Titans. You might be familiar with the Titans as those unbelievably huge, where the fuck did they come from, skeletons sticking out of the ground in Caelid and in the mountaintop of the Giants.
Okay, those are
They're real
ridiculous
big.
big.
Yeah.
Those are gigantuan.
And they seem buried in the ground for the most part, right? Especially in Caelid. And in fact, the only reason we see them in Caelid is because the land of Caelid is rotting and corrupting and falling away and collapsing, and so has exhumed some of the bodies of these titans. In fact,
Wow.
and if that's the assumption, we can assume that titans actually fill up the landmass of every other part of the lands between. They're only just
That's crazy.
yeah, they're only just exposed in the mountaintop of the giants and in Caelid. And this kind of harkens back to those creation myth stories in the real world where, you know, some god died and his body became the land, you know, and
Yeah.
then in that sort of thing.
Man, that's
Isn't it
that's a
crazy how
lot to
it's
take
right?
in.
Isn't it crazy how all this shit is packed into all this stuff? Like how we
Yeah, no, because like definitely wasn't thinking about any of this the first time I came to this tower. Like, dead two fingers, and then just kind of kept pushing. Didn't look at anything else. Was just like, this is weird that this two fingers thing is here. And
you're like,
so,
well, I guess I got to
was
go
it
here to
kill,
do the
murder?
thing. That's the question too. I think it's just dead, and has just fallen over from age, which also kind of indicates that it's probably been a very, 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 very long time since the shattering happened.
Oh,
Even though the shattering is technically like the last big event that happened before we show up, there is a huge gulf of time between the shattering war and our arrival. And the fact that most of the two fingers we encounter are on these divine tower tops and they're all in this state of just fallen over and dead. And the only two
save the
fingers
one
we
in the
encounter
round
that's
table.
still vigorous is in the round table hold, which seems to be a kind of extra dimensional space which may or may not even experience the passage of time. Oh, hold on. I got a comment from Evagul. I don't think any of the outer gods are necessarily good or evil either. I think they're all very Lovecraftian in the way in how we infer what they want through middlemen. but they never they use, but we never really can know the middlemen they use, but we never really can know the why. What we do know is that America has done in the name of the greater will for seemingly her own benefit, like the constantly shaping Golden Order fundamentalism to suit her needs over time. I think it's actually Radigan who was more engaged in that Golden Order business, and ultimately America saw the error in it and initiated the shattering. But yeah, I agree with that. There's all kinds, and here's another thing too. One of the big like things that people accept as true in this game is that the greater will is meant to represent capital G God, right? We're not talking about a Roman pantheon with Zeus as the greater will, right? We're talking about
Right.
the greater will is Yahweh, right? To kind of put it bluntly.
Yeah.
I see that as yeah, that's true in the fact that that's the center of the monotheistic system of worship presented by the Golden Order, right? We also see in game that there are other things that worship other stuff, and they tend to come from older pantheons that the Golden Order would later try to suppress or otherwise absorb into its one truth, right? And so that has led some people who stare at the lore of this game to kind of come to the conclusion that okay, well, the greater will probably isn't an outer god then, and all the other god things are just things that don't currently fit into the Golden Order. While there might be some truth to that, I look at it as though the greater will is actually an outer god that basically kind of took over down here at some point. And that it is an outer god because it came from somewhere else. They talk about the Elden Star arriving and bringing the Elden Beast with it, and which carried the Elden Ring, which means okay, well then that means the lands between already existed and had its own thing going on, and that the greater will came here.
Okay. Give me just a second because she's saying she's hungry.
Oh
I
yeah,
need to
go
make
for
sure
you
the
know what?
food's
Actually,
ready, so.
it'll be a good point for a break anyway, because we're gonna go back to
Yeah.
Limgrave after this. I'm gonna go use the
I'm gonna
bathroom
go
and such.
to my break screen, guys. We're gonna be right back. Enjoy the music. I'll see y'all shortly.
And by the way, yeah, Evil, thank you so much for your comment. If anybody has anything to say about any of this shit or wants to say that I'm
Come
wrong
on, baby
about
girl.
something, please do. We're all out here just poking at the same game textures, trying to figure out the story. So it's a huge collabo jam. But yeah, be right back. Okay, I have returned. Let's see if the captain's back. Let's see if the captain make it happen. Probably did. Yeah, he's
Because like this is basically like we went through this area. Like we still got to get through here.
all right.
We
I'm
still got
back.
to get through here. Welcome back. Welcome back.
All right. Yeah. I mean, we ended up having to go on a long discussion about these divine towers because they are crazy, right?
They are pretty crazy.
So
They
here's
are pretty crazy.
here's a brief breakdown of the timeline of this situation. Then we get the divine tower civilization, which I believe to be the giants slash titans. They're doing their own thing. They're worshiping meteorites as they come in, right? Doing their thing, learning how to forge and stuff like that. At some point, like during this or at the beginning of this period, the fell god arrived, I believe, on a meteor, right?
Right.
And they learned from
Wait,
it,
arrived on a meteor?
right, in the same manner that the Elden Beast in the Greater Will does later. But I believe the fell god got here first. And the giant civilization flourishes, and then at some point, the Elden Beast arrives. And then the Elden Beast arrives. That's probably I would suggest as the prime candidate for why there's a central sea, and why the land was all destroyed and fucked up, and why most of the Titans died, and most of the giants died in that time. And then at that point, it's unknown whether or not the dragons already existed. They might have, because there's dragon stuff on their forge, maybe. But but at some point, the dragons start worshiping the same way the giants worshiped the fell god when it arrived. The dragons start worshiping the greater will when it arrived. Or it's possible that the greater will, once it got here, manifested the dragons on its arrival, because when you look at the Elden Beast, it has its structure, right? It almost looks like a crazy cosmic dragon. And, so
I
some
could
people,
kind of see that. I
yeah,
could
and so,
kind of see
and
that.
it breathes golden fire, stuff like that. There's even a dragon that breathes golden fire, Placid, what's his, damn it, I can't remember how you say it. He's the main super dragon in Farum Azula, multiple heads and all this shit. Uh, and
Oh, I
even,
know which one you're talking
yeah,
about. We're gonna fight that one.
Placidusax. Yeah, one day we will fight Placidusax, uh, but yeah,
He's hard.
and so Farum Azula civilization rises in the aftermath of the destruction of the Titans. A civilization ruled over by the dragons, but also spawns the beasts and humans. Because we see human evidence in Farum Azula, and of course there's beastmen everywhere and stuff. And that progresses for a good period of time, and they have the Elden Ring, they have a god, they have an Elden Lord, Placidusax himself. And eventually, though, that changed. The god of the dragons fled. Placidusax basically stops time for Farum Azula in the heart of a storm and goes into sort of a stasis. And the world goes on without them, right? And the age of humans really picks up after that. Uh, the ancient dynasty, the giant bearded statue man with the tablet, is in full
Yeah.
swing. And apparently, some people called the Newman
There we go.
arrive from someplace we don't know where they're from. Across the sea in big boats, high tech European style boats. They came to the lands between, and
We're
they
talking about these boats.
yes indeed. And the Newman taught a practice of tree worship to the ancient dynasty, which eventually
So
became a thing.
here's a quick question, just to so I can clarify and like kind of like quantify this real quick. Are the lands between a separate quote unquote like world than the rest of the world, if you will, or is the lands between like like a split dimension?
I think
Like
of it like a Mount Olympus type situation, or even like a
okay,
depths of Hades situation. Like there's an actual physical way you can walk there, or in this case, you got to take a boat.
okay, but
This
it is
is,
part of the greater thing that
I
is the
believe
world.
it's part of a bigger world that has other continents on it and things happening. Now,
Okay.
this is supported by a few facts. The appearance of the boats on the map, for instance. There are descriptions and in-game dialogue that talks about the Tarnished being hounded from the lands between, and there's evidence of them having used boats to accomplish that departure. Uh,
That's probably this.
and also the Newmen are said to have come to the lands between on boats just like that, obviously from somewhere else. And also in so all that stuff's in the ancient past, but there's a modern example of somebody who might have gotten to the lands between through mundane means, and that is Roderica, who never once saw the guidance of grace, and who also apparently came with an entourage, right?
Yeah. Now
So,
all of the boats except for that one look like they're going away. And the only English boat, like, old style English boat looks like it's going towards that I can see on my map right now.
yeah, I got a few on mine, and they're like, there seem to be no particular pattern in which way they're facing necessarily.
Okay. Okay.
Some of them look shipwrecked, like as if they represent boats that have wrecked, but other ones look like they're in good condition.
I mean, that could mean the journey, if it's, the Olympus kind of deal, like you said, the journey's perilous and not everyone would make it.
Right, yeah, yeah. So it's like, yeah, totally like a Mount Olympus. Like, and they also say they refer to anywhere that isn't the lands between as the lands beyond the fog or the Badlands.
Mm.
Or, well, you hear the lands beyond the fog, and then sometimes you hear about particular examples, such as the Badlands, which is where apparently Horaloo and his people went.
Hmm.
Other Tarnished went to a place that ended up becoming known as the Land of Reeds, which is the Japan surrogate place, right?
Okay.
And there's, since we have examples of those too, and we have all the other types of character class and starting options and things, right? Uh,
Hmm.
Seems to indicate that there might be at least as many different lands beyond the lands between, right? So there's definitely a strong suggestion that there is a greater world, or even planet, so to speak, beyond the lands between, and which
And
also, since it's named the lands between, indicates that it's probably centrally located, right?
well, when I first heard the name "The Lands Between," I thought the lands between life and death.
That's a neat way to put it, because we literally are a life form that is somehow kind of suspended between life and death, aren't we? We
Yeah,
died
and I was
wherever we
going.
were. We came back to life here in the lands between, and now we can continually return whenever we meet our end here in the lands between. So that could just be a nice little double entendre. And Evil Ghoul brings up something I also thought of, this like Middle Earth, but then it made me realize that I don't really know why Tolkien called Middle Earth Middle Earth. I don't get it. If anybody does get it, feel free to. Do you know why, Evil Ghoul?
I would assume that it's something akin to like how Midgard is Earth,
There you
in
go,
Norse
right? And
mythology.
there you go. That's a nice little point. That probably has. That's another example of this like in betweenness, right? And we also know for a fact that Miyazaki references Tolkien and Norse mythology in this game. Uh, and in particular, a big, strong part of this, like the story of the Newman coming to the
Hmm.
lands between with their high technology. They're also extremely long lived, according to the information on that race in the character creator, right? Uh,
Hmm.
this is all things that are very strongly connected to the people of Numenor from Tolkien's work, who came to Middle Earth and who like live a lot longer than regular people, but they're not elves and stuff. The people who, for instance, Aragorn is a Numenor descendant, which is why he looks like he's fucking 34 and in his prime when he's apparently 88 years old or something. Uh, and so we
Sweetheart,
we get
that's
this
enough. It's
connection.
late. Sorry, go ahead. I'm
As a,
listening.
so we get this connection, and the Numenor were apparently from a place in Tolkien's mythology. Were from a place that's basically Atlantis. He took it out of. He basically took it out of historical accounts of Atlantis, this place of high tech people, who are highly cultured, highly technology advanced, and something happened to their homeland, and they had to bail on it. Uh, and so we have this Atlantean connection even now to Elden Ring through that. Uh,
That's pretty great, actually.
yeah,
That's
like
pretty cool.
it's it. This game seems to be, narratively speaking, seems to be an attempt to synthesize history, both geological, evolutionary, and historical, and cultural, and all into a cohesive single thing. And I don't think that that's achievable outside of the video game format, which is why I think video games are an extremely important art form, because we can do new kind of art with it in the way that Miyazaki has achieved here in Elden Ring, which I think is really neat to kind of zoom out and talk about video games in general as opposed to just the lore for a second. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that.
That is.
because you can't get this from
I
reading a
mean,
book, right?
I mean,
Like,
yeah, that's one of the things I've always literally like said about like video games. Like growing up, people be like, "Well, why do you like JRPGs?" I'm like, because the story is like actually usually like pretty freaking great, and it's like better than reading a book because I get to engage with the book.
yeah, and
um,
the mastery we see it done here in Elden Ring is like has really personally, like in my explorations of the lore and everything, has exposed me to so many actual real world historical concepts that I didn't know about before, or have like great better informed my existing historical understandings and things of that nature. So just the fact that it has this ability to, you know, we turn inward to look at the specifics of Farum Azula, which makes us turn outward to understand the realities of Copper Age civilization and ritual burial in human history. And through Elden Ring, I feel a greater connection to the totality of human history through it, and I think that's a really neat thing that it achieves.
That is pretty cool.
That is pretty freaking cool. I definitely do feel like I definitely do think that it's cool that I can see, like you said, like all of these different facets from different things kind of like coming together um as unique thing, one unique new thing as
it's
a
it's
result of
almost
like
it's almost like
mixing up.
Miyazaki was like, I'm going to trick everybody into learning history.
I mean, hey, he doing it if that's the case. I mean, and look, he did it well. That's all I'm gonna say. He did. If that was the goal, he did it and he did it well.
Really? Oh, Evil says no. Oh, I was asking why they called why Tolkien calls it Middle Earth. Eva says, no idea. My best guess that maybe it's a kind of actual middle land between other lands or places described, kind of the way lands between, I guess, are presented. Like when the elves left Middle Earth and took Bilbo with them, they did so because, oh, I see. Yeah, I kind of see where you're going with that. Dig it. Recently, you were watching some lore videos on Starfield and love how the presenter was relating a lot of storylines in the game to philosophical and historical ideas IRL, and it really makes you think, but in a fun and creative way. Yeah, I mean, just it's all about exposure to concepts, right? Like, you wouldn't know to think in certain ways unless you knew that there were certain ways to think in. Uh,
That part.
and it helps to get as many different sort of filters by which to kind of look through and click through like you're the fucking predator clicking through your vision modes uh to get a better sense of like what the actual historical consensus of the world is. But I digress. Captain, let us now
Yes, sir.
depart the divine towers for Limgrave. We're gonna
For
go see
Limgrave or for the round table? Oh yeah, you said Limgrave. Then we're gonna do
yeah, we'll do
the
round table after Limgrave. It doesn't
Akil
really
Lake
matter.
North.
Let's go to
Or
Agil Lake. Or do you have seaside? You don't have seaside runs. Okay, Lake South.
okay.
And then you can summon me there.
Teleporting powers, ho! How we're able to teleport? That one's beyond me, but
Apparently Grace lets us do it because the Greater Will currently wants us to have that ability. Is essentially the answer to that question.
hey, I'm down with it. I would like the Greater Will to give me teleporting powers in real life.
All right, I put my mark down right next to the Grace.
Oh shoot! I almost like hurt myself.
Don't get thrown from the horse. You're supposed to be Elden Lord. There I am.
I just my legs are a little tired from sitting down in the chair. You know, like just got a little rusty. We killed the dragon already, right?
We did.
Okay.
I believe the dragon's name was Agil.
I do believe it is Akil. Did I not summon you? No, I did. Okay.
Here I am.
Hello. Hi. It's been so long.
Ark, Captain.
I need to change this to the because I'm not gonna be snapping at you. Hello.
Hold on, I need something in addition. I gotta keep the patches. I gotta, excuse me. Here we go. Ooh,
That
here we go.
wasn't what I
Warm
meant to do.
welcome. Hey. There we go.
Triumphant delight. That's what we're gonna have that one be.
Captain, you okay?
I accidentally hit my dejection pose.
Oh, that's
All right,
okay.
let's do this.
All right, so let's
I'm
go
avoiding those
over
crabs like the
here
plague. Oh, man.
and let's see if we can find Yura standing there still. He's gonna be all like, "Well, you crazy bastard! You killed that dragon. I would have told you not to try if you talked to me first, or you know."
And I would have told him that he can chuck that idea. That's
You
the
know-
nice
you know what's
PG-13
funny?
version of what I would have actually said.
If you talk to him first, and he's like, "Don't go kill that dragon," you go out there and you get killed by the dragon. and you go talk to him again, he'll kind of like give you a hard time about it. And then when you go back toward the lake, his summon sign will be there for you to co-op with him to kill the dragon.
Hey, look, Yura's here.
There he is.
Yura, Yura, Yura.
Let's talk to Yura. Let's hear what he's got to say.
You has been a new tarnish. Beautiful work. Felling that dragon.
Yeah, I
And
do
as
that.
Such, there's something you might like to know. The heart you brought back. It's used in dragon communion. If you should find yourself overcome by hunger for the heart, yearning for its strength, then seek
I'm
the
gonna go
decrepit
look at his
church
face.
on the little island off the western coast.
All
Hard
right.
to see his face.
So he just mentioned that, all right, you know, it's a thing. You can gain power by eating dragon hearts and doing dragon communion at the church on the island to the west.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, you know what? I don't know much about him. I was just thinking to myself, it's interesting that he would know about that, but
You must not forget, though.
He does
for
seem
those
personally
who have
familiar.
taken dragon communion will one day shed their humanity, their hunger for dragon, their yearning only worsens until the floodgates burst, unleashing eternal torment, the strength of a mighty dragon. Magnificent, but deadly. It's no surprise that dragon communion is ruinous.
so I guess, and this is something like I've never really thought about. I thought he was just speaking ominously for flavor text, but now I'm really kind of like, you know, after everything that we've talked about. First of all, why would Dragon Communion lead to ruin? Like, is what I'm doing basically eating the heart and trying to siphon the power off of that through some sort of ancient ritual?
Yeah. And eventually what happens to somebody who does that too much is they end up becoming a magma worm. WYRM.
Oh, those things that we're
Yeah.
gonna end up fighting later.
That dragon that carries a big stone sword,
Mm.
barfs magma everywhere and stuff. Oh, hold on. Evil Ghoul said, oh, yeah, recently found out something I never noticed before. You know, when you meet Kenneth, he greets you with a bit of disdain for being tarnished. And I thought, how the hell does he know? Then I realized, everyone who was born under the grace of the Erd Tree has golden eyes, and no one else does. But the enemies you fight, they have it, but it's dimmed over time. Yep. That's exactly it. Kenneth Height recognizes us as tarnished. And in fact,
one more hour, sweetheart?
when the tarnished became the tarnished and were hounded from the lands between, it's like the gold was taken from their eyes, and everyone knew right away, oh, these are persona non grata. They're forsaken by the grace of gold. They need to be kicked out, and they did so upon pain of death. You know, they were many were killed. In fact, you know, the lands between still basically operates under that paradigm for the most part, because you can see on the crucifixes in Limgrave here and there the bodies of tarnished that have been strung up.
Yeah, tarnished or not loved,
Not much.
not widely loved. All right, let's see if he has any other dialogue.
Yes, please.
Oh no,
Those who
it's
partake in dragon can their hunger for
Yeah, that's
dragon
it.
until the floodgate of strength.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really
Surprise
really doesn't result in a game mechanic. Like, you can't eat too many dragon hearts and become a magma worm. That's not a thing in the game mechanics.
it'd be interesting if it was an ending though, right?
That would be interesting. It would be, yeah, that would be pretty interesting. But let's work on this guy. Oh, he landed on his feet.
We did him some justice.
Over time, Evagul says, over time you become addicted to eating dragon hearts until eventually, yeah, you turn into a magma worm. There's one in Mountaintop, forget his name, but he's bigger and tankier than the others, and he actually used to be a troll who did dragon communion. Whoa, that's cool. Uh-oh.
Oh, great, we were invaded.
Well, we're in the middle of the lake, so we can see trouble
Yeah, let's
coming.
just get away from the crabs. That's
Yeah, let's head for the
you know.
archway over here, meanwhile.
Are we not gonna head to where is this where? Oh yeah, because we're approaching from this way. He's behind us.
Oh, is he? Oh.
Yep.
Cap. Oh. Alrighty. Here goes nothing.
see how cool he is. I shall pose while the battle engages. Nice dodge, Tron.
You like that, huh? He's coming for
I
you.
did. I like that. I mean,
And
if he
there's-
comes for me, yeah, I'll just, he can get jumped. I'm trying to give him an opportunity to fight fairly. 1v1 style.
Oh!
Ooh, God, that was fast. That was fast. Oh, good dodge on his part. Ooh, but Tron is freaking... He does not do enough damage. I'm surprised he... Good try, Kazu. Good try. But the Herald is a one-strong motherfucker. Oh, mother person. Excuse my French.
I like the I like that I have your view of the action on my screen as the main screen.
I mean, it was looking really good. I was like, oh, nice.
That
dodge.
first
He, like,
dodge was
dodged.
clean. I was like, oh shit. I noticed him with the sword in the sheath position. I was like, wait. Ding, gleam in my eye, and I was like, he goes, and I said dodge, and I was like, fuck yeah, it worked.
It looked clean. It looked very clean.
Let's
These.
see, that dragon
Be
in
sure to heal
Caelid,
yourself.
as Ezekiel hated people who did dragon communion so much because they hunted her. They hunted her kind. She guarded the Dragon Communion Church in Caelid even as the Scarlet Rot took hold and changed her. Oh, that's cool.
Wait, which dragon is that?
Is that Grail? Or is the name Ezekiel?
They're about to drop. Honestly, I don't even care, bro.
Oh, I forgot about these guys. Those
I say I don't care, and then I proceed to, like, wreck them.
Now, if you were to imbue a weapon with holy damage, they wouldn't stand back up. The rot dragon in Caelid, Ezekiel. Oh, I see.
Is that the...
It's
is
not the big
Ezekiel
one.
The great...
The
Okay.
big one is Grail.
Oh, it's the rot dragon. That's Ezekiel.
Yeah, that one.
I remember
The one that
guy.
can still fly around and kick your ass.
Yeah, and boy does he. Not only can he does.
Alright, is the thing that happens here gonna happen?
Oh yeah, it's about to happen. Right over here. We have to get over here.
Ah, there we go. Hey, wait. Hold off, because Yura's gonna show up.
I guess we can let Yura show up, even though we literally have both of us.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's no challenge. Yura, where are you?
Nara, just leave me alone, man.
Here, hold on. Oh, shit. There we go. I got his attention.
I'm trying to get Yura. There we go.
If it isn't no use,
There's Yura.
the end is nigh.
Ow. Ow! Oh,
Well,
Just says blood.
you got me.
this is awkward. Listen.
I wasn't
you
paying
got this.
attention to my blood buildup. There you go.
Thank you, Yura. What's up, baby girl? Did you hurt yourself? Oh, you trying to make some muscles? You got muscles. Now I can finally use...
Now you got the thing you wanted.
baby girl.
Which is the way out. Here we go.
I know you're bored. Just a little longer, okay? Okay?
Do.
You could go see what Gigi's doing if you want. You want to read a book with Gigi? Okay. Your book could be...
Alrighty. I put my sign right outside the Murkwater cave entrance, by the way.
Okay. Alright. Go grab a book. Go grab a book. Do you, if you can find your if you can find your Purplicious book, you can read that with Gigi. So you go ahead and grab your book.
You don't know where it is? Okay.
How about for right now, you just go upstairs with Gigi and we'll read Purplicious together when I'm done. Okay? That sound good? Does that sound good? Okay. I want you either go and lay on the bed or you go upstairs and hang out with Gigi. Pick one. Thank you. I love you.
I broke it.
Yeah, let me. Sorry about that. I'm about to equip Reduvia's dagger.
There we go. Oh, what
Yes.
description, please? That's
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I was just killed by that thing.
Wow. You were indeed. Okay, so this jagged dagger with a distinctive curved blade, used by the noble servants of the Lord of Blood. Is
Yeah,
that Riker?
that was no. Rykard is the Lord of Blasphemy. I got
Oh,
close.
that's Margot. Margot,
Nope.
right?
Nope, that's the hidden Lord of Landell.
Who's the Lord of Blood?
Moog.
Moog?
Moog. Did you not meet Moog? He's an omen like Margit is.
Isn't he the dude in the underplace?
Well, an apparition of him is, sure.
The thing that where the hand comes out of the like
Oh,
little
yeah, that's him. That's
thing.
Moog.
That's okay, yeah. Oh. I thought wait. So is Moog and Margit or Margot the same person or
Moog
I'm
and Margit,
confused.
Moog and Margit are twins.
Oh.
They're twin brothers. Possibly even the firstborn of the golden lineage.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, here we go. I done learned something new. All right.
But
This
unfortunately
dagger
for them,
rips
they were born as omen. But yeah, go for it.
This dagger rips the flesh as it enters, inflicting blood loss with sickening
Efficacy.
efficacy. Because I was gonna say efficiency.
I mean, it would work in that context.
A proud testament to the success. Yo, what's up, Pixel? To the success of his vicious design, this weapon is perpetually coated in blood. And then we've got the Reduvia Blood Blade, which basically lets you throw a blood wave at him.
Wait,
I'm
hold on. I
excited.
think that had some. Sometimes those weapon arts have a little bit of flavor to them too. I do that every time.
Okay, so slash with the wicked dagger, transforming its never drying blood stains into airborne blades that cause blood loss.
Okay.
Can be fired in rapid succession.
Cool. All right. Yeah, that thing definitely did me in right now because I wasn't paying attention to my blood loss buildup. I was like, oh, I'm fine. Wait, there goes all my health.
No.
Yay, my sign's right there.
Welcome back, Herald.
All right, we'll probably do this and talk to Patches and let's see, is there anything else? We can go do Dragon Communion, and then that'll probably be good for the sesh.
Yeah, because she's getting restless. What's up, baby girl?
Oh, that's cool. Maybe we'll call it after Patches then. I'm here.
Okay, well, lay down in the bed and watch TV until I'm done. And we'll read Purplicious together, okay?
Purplicious.
We get in the bed.
Purplicious.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, no. Oh, I wasn't doing nothing. Oh, I can't go in here. All right,
man.
summon me on the other side. Friggin' game.
I shall summon you on this other side, brother.
Goodbye. Did you know the severing knife is designed like a blade that's specifically for chopping off digits?
Hold on, now I want to look at it. I feel like I did notice that, but I don't think that I like paid.
All right, I'll put my sign down by the grace.
Finger severer.
Yeah, look at that. That's a heavy blade. So, like, the idea is you would hold the finger down on a flat surface like a tabletop and then come at with that blade and put your weight down and roll the curve, and it would right through the knuckle. And then you get one of those.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to put my spot down by the grace.
All right, I'm gonna rest at the Grace. So that I have my stuffs back.
Please do.
Not that I'll, we'll need it because it's just patches.
Oh yeah,
Just
remember
pat.
we gotta spare him. Or
Yeah,
we got to do the yeah, because
'cause otherwise he.
he'll be like, no, stop hitting me, and you gotta stop hitting him, and then he'll de-aggro, and you'll learn the grovel gesture from him at that point, I think.
I'm gonna two-hand my dagger since I don't actually have another weapon right now to put in. Well, hold on, I might.
Can I? I wonder. There's no way I could drop weapons. Oh.
I could do this crystal knife. I mean, it's not really great.
Leave? No. Shut up. Hold on, let me try something here. Alright, I got a bunch of these.
Oh, okay. That's actually
Hey,
kind
are you able to grab that?
of cave moss,
No, there's...
long sword,
Oh, shit.
lord sword, and straight sword.
Yeah, hold on a second, Captain. I got something for you. Have a second one.
It's like Christmas.
That's all yours, Captain. I don't use those.
Oh, I'm over duvie it up. Yo, what's up, Quicken?
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, hold on. Bloody finger chud. Oh, he's right here. He's right here. He's trying to be sneaky. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
Ah, I got poisoned.
Oh, I don't think they expected to summon in or whatever.
You snooze, you lose.
Well,
You happen to come in at a bad time. I got my new thing. I got double daggers. Oh yeah, double
Okay.
reduvias at that.
so check it out. Now that we're here, we can kind of kick things in a little bit. You hear that?
Can we destroy this?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's a trap.
yeah, it's a trap. It aggroed all these guys who are apparently just regular people, but bandits.
Wait, as in tarnished regular people or like?
Well, no, they wouldn't be tarnished because they're probably from the Lands Between. All the tarnished got hounded from the Lands Between ages ago.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Although maybe, perhaps they're a group of tarnished. Maybe we can look close at one and see if we can see any gold in their eyes or something.
Yeah, am I going the right way or the wrong way?
Hey, come here.
Oh yeah, I'm going the right way.
Come
I
back-
want to go the wrong way.
Come here and zoom into this guy's face right here.
Duh.
Oh, wait. He's
Also, I'm doing great, Quick. I'm doing really, really great.
he's positioned
This
differently.
guy's-
Look for one who's facing up.
Hold on, I can fix this. Oh, you stepped on I had it.
Oh, sorry. He's in a different
It's all good.
spot in
Okay,
my
here we go,
world.
Here we go. I think. No,
Okay.
That's not a good angle.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great angle. Zoom in right there. His eyes look
Interesting.
gold.
I want to get a.
His eyes look gold. That would indicate he's a local.
Interesting.
That's a non-tarnished.
So, what color are tarnished eyes?
Not gold. We'll have any range of normal
Hold on,
human
isn't
color
there
eyes.
Stuff that we can get over here
Probably.
in this other hole.
I don't remember the exact layout, so I was just
Hey, there's a treasure chest.
Oh, is it? No, okay, yeah. I was just
No,
beginning a
that
search
other-
pattern. So yeah, what's in here?
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
it's a trap. That's a ringer. Someone put a mushroom in a box as a ringer.
Well, it didn't ring anything.
Ring a dang dang.
Ring my.
All right, I'll let you handle the patches work because I would probably annihilate him.
One hit in. Yeah, I can believe it.
Exactly. It's very loud through
I'm
earbuds.
guessing he wants me to open the chest.
Right, he won't aggro or appear until you. Seems like a good idea. There he is. Behind you. Be careful you don't bleed him too bad, I guess. Oh, shit! Oh, there he goes. He stopped.
Almost killed him.
He stopped. Alright. I don't know. Do a friendly gesture at... Oh, no, he's done.
Finally come round, have you? I knew you would. You're a man of reason.
Hell yeah.
Bro, he almost got messed up. I'm telling you.
I
I
was
was
like-
about to.
Oh, I got banished because that counted as the victory. It gave me a rune arc.
All right, let me talk to him.
It totally gave me a rune arc for it. That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
We didn't even have to kill a guy.
Well, what do you know? You're tarnished like me. Now, how did I get that wrong? I took you for a demi-human or some such.
So yeah,
An innocent
Patches
son
is a
of Tyrion.
tarnished.
Well, water under the bridge.
Interesting.
Now we're squared up. How about we play nice from now on?
Forgive and forget. Cheers for that.
Only because you said it.
Patches is the best. Always forgive Patches.
Just what I like about you.
Always.
Always forgive Patches. Never don't forgive this man.
This isn't the end of Patch's
Spirited.
tomfoolery. Is the word I'm gonna use.
Not exactly, but this was the worst of his tomfoolery, I think.
They're paying for my gruel. In exchange for my, well, showing them the ropes. But honestly, this looting racket is bloody terrifying. Frankly, I'm ready to wash my hands clean. Maybe set up a legitimate shop. So
Legitimate.
don't be a stranger. I'll be ready to wheel and deal come next time. Don't forget to pop back for another visit, friend. I'll be ready to wheel.
Oh, okay.
All right, so
the only way
yeah,
to-
grace out and come back, and let's buy some stuff from him.
Okay.
What did he say? I missed most of what he said.
Basically, he was saying, so he's a tarnished, like him. He was showing the people in the cave apparently the ropes, on basically like looting and stuff, and he's ready to be done with the looting business and start, some legitimate life. Living, I
Yeah,
guess,
there we
if,
go. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Patches.
so yeah, I guess
Legitimate.
Patches got to the Lands Between, decided he's not in for being Elden Lord, he just kind of wants to set up shop, and so he rounded up some locals to be his cronies. And,
Yep.
and here's where we found him, lurking in Murkwater Cave. I think this is this place. But yeah, get back
tell
to
you something.
Patches, and he's
tell you
got some good
Let me tell you
stuff to buy.
Hmm.
Ring-a-ling.
Y'all all want it? Y'all want it? Oh, not the poison! Woo, woo, woo.
Yo, that dual wielding with those daggers though looks crazy.
Bruh, I feel so
you're just-
freaking powerful.
you're just
I haven't
splattering
even
dudes.
leveled up either of the daggers. I'm
Yeah,
just like, yes.
that's shit.
I
Yeah, you're
can-
right. You gotta put some
I can
sombers into
destroy
those
it.
guys.
And we have a good amount of sombers. I went the wrong way.
Huh?
Life, death. It's a shame. What's up, Patches?
Well, nice of you to drop in finally.
Please don't make me slash
You always
you.
kill Patches.
I'm
He's
sure you'll find something. And welcome to Patch's Emporium, where you won't need a refund because everything's top notch.
I'm gonna make that my branding. Like,
I had those bandits make a clean break. Now they're all suppliers, and good ones at that. I mean, they don't understand a word I'm saying, but it hardly matters. We have a natural connection.
yeah, everybody who's
Right.
like a local to the Lands Between.
Survivors of the defeated
Mhm.
army,
Oh, hold on.
worked to the bone by
They
their
can't
mighty
understand, I
lord,
guess,
only to be thrown out
tarnish
with the rubbish.
speak?
No, it's not that. Hold on.
It's the same old story everywhere I go. To hell with it all.
No, because America removed the Rune of Death from the Elden Ring, people don't die. And so the people who are here, who aren't tarnished, are people who have just, like, the people who are here, when you kill them, they die permanently, right? Now, the fact that they respawn when you grace and whatever, that I believe that's just video games. But the idea is all these people, they're just still alive. They've been alive this whole time. They haven't been reborn or anything. And it's probably, and like we saw as evidenced by how decrepit the two fingers are on top of the Divine Towers, that it's probably been a very, very, very long time that they've been alive. And so they're just reduced to this decrepit, gray-skinned, brain-dead state, almost like zombies, which is, now they're a little bit more complicated than zombies in that they seem to remember what their last orders were for the most part. They just seem to be a little bit lethargic about getting it done. You know?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Like just
Like-
body can't really keep up.
Like like somebody who's been on this same patrol for the past 3,000 years only knows that patrol and just that's it, and they do that, and they've kind of been reduced to this state, which is actually one of the reasons why the tarnished are even a thing, is because we seem to be able, like, through whatever trickery America went through to make us become a thing, we seem to be kind of outside of that reduced, stagnant state,
Okay.
Oh, yeah, but let's see.
that chest.
Oh, yeah.
Wondering what's inside the treasure chest. Well, it's nothing too special. Just something I'm saving as thanks for a very valuable customer. But then
I
again,
really want to know what it
would
is.
fetch some spectacular coin. And besides, this valuable customer could be a long time coming. Huh? Everything is give and take. Give and take.
So
Want to know what's in that chest?
So I believe the way this works is if you have the grovel gesture equipped and ready to use, you open that chest, he'll aggro to you, and then you use the grovel gesture to make him de-aggro. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure if that's what we do right now, though. So we can leave that.
Oh, okay.
We can leave that wait for a future sesh when I'll be sure.
Okay.
Forgot
All right.
something on your shelf. No.
For now, we want to see what he's got in his possession. He's got a couple of very interesting things in his possession.
Missionary cookbook.
That's a definite buy.
Horse crest wooden shield. I'm not gonna buy that. But
Well, we can look at its description though.
excuse me. A tall, medium-sized wooden shield, light for its size and easy to handle. The circular horse head design evokes a swift gallop.
Neat.
Now, I will say this seems to be the first time I'm seeing a horse head design motive.
Yeah,
here.
we'll see if we see that anywhere else in future, I guess. But yeah, you're gonna want that missionary cookbook. Gold pickled fowlfoots you can make now at will, and that's a rune booster.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That one's a big one.
I will come back and get this later, but let's read it while we have it. While we have it here. So it's a fetish bathed in golden magic. Shackles were used to bind the accursed people called the Omen. Interesting. Like you were saying, Moog and Margot or Margot are twin omens. And these ones were made to keep a particular omen under strictest confinement. Though faint, the shackles still retained vestiges of power, enough to trap the once bound Margot on Earth, if only for a short time. This would have made the fight with Margot easier, though I don't really.
Yeah, it'll stun him. But
need
guess
it.
there are other opportunities to use this too, of course. But
I think you can use it on Moog too.
no, actually, Moog has his own.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Moog totally has his own. Let's see. He had stone sword keys also and stuff like that. But okay, so Evagul brings up an interesting point. Like, okay, what about the characters who seem to have their wits about them who aren't tarnished, such as Irina or her father Edgar, right? Or is that his name?
I think it
I
is
think that's
Edgar,
his name.
but I'm
And
not.
and Kenneth Height and stuff like that.
Hang it down.
My rationale for that is that those are like really, really high ranking, high living people of significance in the Golden Order. And so, you know, I guess they still have. Because here's the thing, too, though, is like the regular rank and file, they have the golden eyes. They still have grace. They just don't get resurrected. And it's dimmed in the regular rank and file, you know, enemies. But people like Kenneth Height, Edgar, well, you can't see Arena's eyes, but you know, they have bright eyes and their wits about them. So I guess the idea is that you know, the more grace you have, the more lively you are. It's like the difference between going hollow or not in Dark Souls, I guess.
Okay, I could dig that. I could dig that.
That's my rationale that explains that disparity anyway. Because like your average, you know, rank and file, low class person in the lands between has been in a state of menial labor for however many millennia at this point, whereas the lords and stuff have still been basically in an active, more or less, role in planning and coordinating and things. I guess that makes sense. But if you're ready now, done shopping at Patches's, we can do one last thing for the evening, and that is check on the Church of Dragon Communion. So if you want,
Oh, did we want to go to the round table? Wasn't that on the list?
that's going to be a lot to talk about, and
Okay,
that's
fair.
yeah. We'll do that at the beginning of next sesh.
Okay, dragon.
So then you're
in
going to want to
order
warp
get
to the Church
there-
of Ella. A little bit north. There you go. And while you're there, go ahead and talk to Kyle or Kale down there and see if he's got anything new to say. He's by far the most interesting merchant.
Weren't you? Well, you're back. Care to buy something? Ah, then you met Blythe, did you? Wonderful. I'm
What
glad
is
I
that?
pointed you in his direction. He's boorish.
Did something come on, Captain?
I couldn't find his nose.
Did something come on?
Yeah.
But he's a
He's talking about Blade.
No, I'm hearing sounds like a TV show or something.
Oh, my daughter's watching something on her phone.
Oh, it's coming through pretty clear.
Little love. Right here.
If you want, we can call it right here. The Church of Dragon Communion is really just sort of a mop-up thing. We could call it right here because she's wanting your attention.
Yeah. So,
And I can
let's
respect
go ahead and do
that.
I'm gonna raid you, and then I will put it in your hands. Where, unless you already have.
Aye,
Is
Captain.
Chew still on? Is Chew still on?
However you like, Captain.
Chew is not still on. So I'm raiding you.
All right,
and,
and I'll send us forward to a pal. Trust in me, Captain. They'll be cool, and I'll
Always,
shout
always
you out
do.
over there too.
All right. Let me just do my little spiel real quick. All right, guys. It's been a blast, guys, over at Tron's. Thank you for hanging out with Tron. We're gonna go ahead and raid. I can't do a whole long one, so I'll just see y'all later. Bye. Love you. Peace.
Good night, Captain.
Okay, and then I'll go ahead and do this. Whammo.
Oh, there it is.
I forgot
Thank
to
you
do
so
my
much.
raid message.
That's okay. Thank you, Captain Sekatai, for the raid, and thanks for crawling along on this one. I had way more stuff written down on our list of things to do, but like we got so into talking what Divine Towers were and things like that that and I'm not disappointed in barely scratching what I wanted to do anyway, because cool stuff got talked about.
Yeah, we had some fun. It was a good time. It was definitely a good time. But yeah, all right. Let me go ahead and go and entertain the youngin. You have a good night, and I will
Alrighty.
catch you next Saturday.
Yep, probably. Thank you, Captain.
All right, man.
Have a good one.
Of course, man. Peace.
Bye. And that was Captain Sekatai. What a swell fellow. Please give him the follow. He's a musician, a composer, and you can commission him. I believe he's taking commissions. for like channel theme needs, such as what I've done for my channel, and I certainly have not regretted it. That's really good money spent, like money well spent, I believe how you normally say these things. Thank you for shouting out Captain Sekatai, Levitt the Retro Gamer. Thank you for hanging out, Eva Ghoul. Let me find out who we're going to raid then.